Good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad you're all here. This is day number 372. And I'm the founder. My name is Jordan Oveas. I'm the founder of dayNumber. I know my name here says Magic Jordan 33. I'm also a professional magician. I've been doing magic for the last 23 years. And what I document every day is me building my company, dayNumber, what happened each day, and also a topic related to what happened. So, yeah, yesterday ended up seeing a potential client that's down the street from me, Move All Physio, their new physiotherapy clinic, and the meeting went well. I'm gonna do a follow-up meeting with the other part owner on Tuesday, so hopefully that's a second client to help be able to raise some cash. Morning. Hi. Come on, Max. And be able to raise some cash and keep going with dayNumber. Anyways, even if I didn't, I would still keep going. But it's definitely a big help. And one of the things that I realized too is as I'm building this, I tried to figure out like how does doing this also relate to dayNumber. And really what I'm seeing is that I'm building a way, a system, for these business owners to be known, right? And how do you become known out in this world? Well, there's word of mouth, there's direct marketing, right? Right to people, like calling your friends and family, people in the area, referrals from physicians, like in the physiotherapy world, or from other people who may have your clients, but they don't do the same service. There's social media, right? So there's so many ways to get known, right? That's the first thing, is getting attention, right? And then the second thing, and so now for founders, getting known is distribution about their startup and what they're building, so that they can get investment, get customers, build a team, and ultimately fulfill their mission. And I think that's the main thing that I'm doing for these founders as well, and all these business owners, is to have them become known, right? So that's one thing. And then after, the other thing that I realized is like how to help them get paid, right? There's a saying from Grant Cardone: if they don't know you, they can't flow you, right? So it's true. Best known is better than best product, right? Most people, they want to build the best product, but if nobody knows about it, then what's the point, right? So you have to, first of all, how do we get you visible? And that's what I'm solving for myself too. That's why I'm even documenting every single day too, is to become known by the people who I want to meet, which are mission-driven founders globally, right? Whether that you're a founder building, or you're a founder building and investing, or you're a founder investing, right? That's what I want. And that's what, and so yeah, anyway, so I was reflecting on that. And then the second thing is what I wanted to talk about today, which is, the topic. If you set these kind of targets, they're going to take you to the next level. And over the last, 3 weeks, I've been reading, or a couple weeks, I've been reading Elon Musk's biography. And one of the things he does, and I've seen with even Steve Jobs, is they set insane deadlines, like impossible deadlines, to hit a certain target or a goal, right? And it's not just to, talk out of their ass and lie. They actually believe that somehow they could get there, and achieve that impossible goal, and get everybody to work like mad to actually get there, right? So it wasn't the fact that, we're gonna set this goal and do nothing about it. No, it was setting this impossible goal, and literally all hands on deck, 24/7, around the clock. I just finished reading one part where, they wanted to basically build a system where they can capture the rocket from the tower, like use the tower to capture the rocket. And they wanted to get approval from the FAA or whatever to actually allow them to do what they were trying to do. But it wouldn't be for another 18 months until they actually got to launch. But they were trying to launch right away. So he got 500 staff from all over to come to Texas to actually start working on something that would push the needle forward to get approved to actually start the test of the launch and the recapture. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like they literally got people from all over, in the middle of like not in the middle of the night, but pretty much to work on this project. So even when the Tesla factory, they had to push from like, I think it was like 500 a week to like 5,000 a week. He worked like mad to actually get there, right? So the key thing is Mila N15. Hi, you remember me? Hey, welcome, Mila. What's up? Do I remember you? I think I remember you. I recognize your name. I remember. I think so. Yeah. It's been a while. But yeah, so the key is setting those targets that, even though you think, like for me, I'm thinking, okay, I wanna bring 500 people into my community as founders. That might take a little bit longer. Raise $10 million, and start investing in these founders and hosting these demo days. And I keep like pushing it, like, oh, okay, yeah, someday it'll happen. But if I set an insane target of like, okay, by the end of the summer, by the end of August, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna have raised the fund, have the 500 people, and push and work maniacally towards that. Then, anything is, I'll do whatever it takes. And even if I miss it, I'm still closer to the goal than I was before. Max, he's right here. Max is right here. Let's go. Maxie boy. Come on, let's go. Yep, it's a beautiful day today. Welcome. Maxie boy. Jeff Sadler said, what are you? What am I? I am an extension of God. I believe that we are all from the one source, which is God. And that we're all, you could say, quote unquote, children of God, right? But we're all pretty much God, experiencing ourselves through multiple different forms, infinite different forms and realities, right? So if you really want to get that deep, so that's what I am. I am that I am, I should say, because you can't even speak to what you really are. We would try to define it, but here in this lifetime and as a human, we can define who we are by what we are focused on, where our attention is. Are we somebody who's mission driven? Are we somebody who is allowing this life to be led by purpose? Or are we somebody that's just gonna drag through life and say, oh, it's another day, right? Who are you gonna be? LOL. Right. But what source do you come from? There's only one source, bro. Source, that's that original source of life, which encompasses all things and in all forms and all shapes, right? It's life, bro. I'm life. That's it, period. You look native, but I don't know. Oh, okay, Filipino. There you go. That's so funny. I'm Filipino Canadian. Where are you guys all from? Or where are you guys all coming from? So I took a question and I took it really deep. I did like a Kanye West thing, That's so funny. Yeah, where are you guys all tuning in from today? You could say the country. I'll shout out your country. Canadian, okay, Alaska. Nice. It's awesome, man. I'd love to go to Alaska. I heard the it's like 6 months of day, 6 months of night, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know much about Alaska, actually. Max, wait. I know there's Alaskan like fish. Like people get like Alaskan salmon from there. That's really good. But that's like something like, I don't know if that's something that you even get into. The second biggest state, Alaska, behind Texas. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, man, Texas is really cool. I've been to Texas. I've been to, what do you call it? I landed in, where did I land? Was it Austin? Maybe Austin, Texas, I don't know. Or Dallas, Texas, actually. Probably Dallas, yeah. It was actually Dallas. Fort Worth, Dallas airport. I was there. 5 months of winter are brutal, bro. Okay, it's about 7 to 8 to 5 months of winter. Oh man, yeah. Get out of there then, man. If you don't like it. But a lot of people go there for like the Alaskan cruise or something too, right? I know there's like a Alaskan cruise that people go to, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, so yeah, where's everyone else tuning in from today? We got Alaska here, Canada. Where else? Where else? Texas is smaller. Is it? I don't know. I gotta check. What do you see, Max? He's always looking for like skunks or something like that. Yeah, big tourist state. Max, come here. Let's go. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. So yeah, what I was talking about earlier was about setting targets that are seem impossible to hit in terms of time, and also what you're trying to accomplish too. You know, many times I've read in biographies with like Steve Jobs and like Elon Musk, those two specifically, where they were told what they were trying to do at that time with what they were building was impossible. And he's like, really, like, unless it's impossible by the laws of physics, then it's not impossible. You know, unless it's physically impossible. But if there was some physical way to actually, it could be done, then it's not impossible. It's just a matter of, you know, seeing what requirements we think are needed in order to actually accomplish the so-called impossible feat. And when you question the requirements, you see who made those requirements, you could see that most of the time they're stupid or dumb. And if they're dumb, then delete them and then keep going, right? So they told Elon Musk that it was impossible to get to 5,000 cars a week, but he made it happen. You know, he ended up, like I said the other day, even building assembly line outside under 1,000-foot long tent and 150-foot wide tent outside, right? So you got to do whatever it takes. And that's what happens when you set an impossible target. Like, he wants to get to Mars in his lifetime, right before he dies, right? So, you know, like, and that's just a stepping stone. You know, it's not even close to the sci-fi type of movies that we watch where people are like using like big space traveling type of things. You know, so, but you have to set goals that are so big, I think, and that's what it is. When you set these impossible deadlines and targets, how that happens and what allows you to do that is you set a target or a goal so big, dream so big that it would take 10 lifetimes to accomplish, right? 10 lifetimes, which is like 1,000 years, right? So imagine 1,000 years, 800 to 1,000 years. Think about 800 to 1,000 years ago, right? Where was that? Even 1,000 years ago, that was the year 1026. Okay, what has happened since then? I don't even know what was happening 1,000 years ago, right? I have no idea. But it's a totally different world than it was back then, right? So it has to be that kind of a dream, you know, where it would take 10 lifetimes to accomplish. And when your dream is that big, you'll set these like crazy maniacal type of targets that will cause you to work like hell, but it's going to be worth it because it's going to move things forward towards where you're trying to go, right? So, yeah. Where are you guys all tuning in from today? Where is everyone tuning in from? We got Canada, we got Alaska. Who else we got? What else we got here? I know I've had Australia many times. Had, I forgot, Germany, I think. I think somebody from Germany was tuning in one other stream before. Got, yeah, so. But yeah, would love to connect with you guys. You guys are tuning in. I go live every single day. I've been doing this for the last 372 days. And Hold on one second. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so if you guys are a founder building something, would love to connect with you. I have a community called dayNumber, and if you go to daynumber.io/community, we'd love to see you there. When I hit 500 members in the community, I'll launch a demo day where we're gonna randomly select 10 people who's been using dayNumber for 7 days at least in the last 9 days, and then select 10 people. Now those 10 people, everybody will share what they're building, and then the community will vote who wins the money, right? So it's gonna be half of whatever I generated that month for that community and that group, you know? So yeah, would love to see you guys there. Maxi boy. Maxi boy. Maxi boy. All right, guys. Yeah, where's everyone? Which country are you guys coming in from today? Which country? Shout out. I'll give you guys a shout out. We got Canada. So, anyways, know your why. Dream, like I was saying earlier, dream a big dream. A dream that'll take about 10 lifetimes to accomplish. And that will cause you to set these targets that I was talking about. That's going to actually allow you to push yourself. You know, for me, it's okay, I gotta raise this $10 million fund by the end of August and hit 500 members in the school community. You know, that's it. And maybe have a recurring income that's coming in of 25 to 50 grand a month. Let's just say 25 grand a month, somehow, right? Or yeah, somehow secured enough money where I could just fully focus on dayNumber, like I'm full-time working on dayNumber, right? I think that would be great. All right, guys. Well, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Jeff Sadler, 3958, Mila N15, and anyone else that came in, that subscribed. I go live every day, so if you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll know when I go live next. I go live usually every day. So see you guys tomorrow. Day number 372. I'm out.